I'm gonna go over the ingredients for the Chocoflan. The first thing we're gonna need is some cake mix. It doesn't matter what kind, just as long as it's chocolate. We're also gonna need whatever it calls for on the back of the box, the instructions. This one is a cup of water, half a cup of oil, and 3 eggs. We're also gonna need a bundt pan. And for the bundt pan, we're gonna need a cooking spray, so a non-stick cooking spray. This one's olive oil, but you can use the regular baking spray. We're gonna need eggs. You're gonna need 3 eggs for the box, and then on top of that, you're gonna need 4 for the flan. So it's gonna be a total of 7 eggs. You're gonna need some cinnamon, some vanilla. We're going to need a package of cream cheese, a can of sweetened condensed milk. This is a 14-ounce can. A can of evaporated milk. This one's a 12-ounce can. We're going to need some dulce de leche or some caramel sauce. We're going to need some chocolate melts or any type of chocolate that melts. And we're going to need some pecans or any type of walnuts or almonds or whatever you want to top your Chocoflan with. And those are the ingredients to making the Chocoflan. I'm going to share the recipe of the Chocoflan. First thing we need to do is preheat the oven to 350. We're going to preheat the oven, then we're going to start making the chocolate cake. It doesn't matter what brand of cake you use, just as long as it's chocolate. In this case, because we're making Chocoflan, we're going to go ahead and get started with the chocolate cake. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use our 3 eggs. We're just going to follow the recipe on the box, and then we're just going to mix them for a little bit. Then I'm going to add my 3rd cup of oil. And give it another mix. And then we're going to add our water. For our water, I'm going to put a teaspoon of coffee just to enhance the chocolate flavor. It's an instant coffee, it doesn't matter what brand. You don't have to put coffee, but it's just something that I always put in my chocolate cakes. It should dissolve. I'm just going to add it to the mixture. My chocolate cake, I also add a little bit of vanilla, just a dash. And I also add cinnamon, doesn't matter what brand. Just give it a mix. chocolate cake, the batter. And just mix it. Okay, the cake mix is done. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on the flan part. For the flan, you're going to need 4 eggs. You're going to need a can of evaporated milk. You're going to need a can of sweetened condensed milk. This one is 14 ounces. The milk is 12 ounces. You're going to need a package of cream cheese. And we're just going to put them in the blender. I don't have a blender, but I'm going to use a food processor. So we're going to add the eggs. And I'm going to add the sweetened condensed milk. It's good enough. I don't have the spatula. Then I'm going to add the evaporated milk. And then I'm going to add the cream cheese. And we're just gonna blend it. Check the consistency. And there's still little pieces of cheese, cream cheese. And give it another mix. Okay, you're also going to need the buns pan or a regular pan, it doesn't really matter. We're going to add some caramel. This is caramel and this is dulce de leche. It really doesn't matter what kind you use. I'm going to use this one. And you're just going to spread it around. Just so it covers the bottom. And it a shape so it goes evenly. You're going to put the cake mix. Make sure the pan is greased. Okay, now we're gonna pour the flan mixture on the cake batter. You're gonna want to get a spoon, that way you can shower it, because then it's gonna go directly to the bottom. And just all the way around. Just spread it evenly. Okay. Now we're gonna cover it with aluminum foil. You're gonna want to leave a little dome because the cake is going to rise. So just leave a dome at the top, okay? And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this aside. And we are going to put it inside of a bath. Put it inside of a bath. So we're going to put it in. It doesn't matter what kind of pan you use, just as long as it's bigger. And you're just going to put in the water. About halfway. And if it's not ready yet and it's inside of the oven, you can go ahead and continue to add water if it dries out. Okay, so I have it about halfway. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put it in the oven. I'm going to take this back off. Okay, so you're just going to place it in the center like you would any other cake. And we're going to leave it for... Okay, so I have taken the cake out of the oven. I tested it with the cake tester to make sure that it was done. We're going to let it cool for a while. Once it cools, we'll take it out of the mold and put it on our cake board. Okay, now we're going to just run our knife through it, just so that if it gets stuck, I can unstick all the pieces. That way when we flip it, it doesn't break. Sometimes it can crust up here. I'm going to put it on this cake board. This cake board is 12 inches. I'm going to try to center it on the cake. and I'm gonna flip it over. Okay, I have flipped it over. Didn't stick. I did drip some caramel sauce all over the place. All you have to do is just clean it up. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it, and once I clean it up, we're gonna go ahead and decorate. Okay, I placed it on a cake board. I didn't let it cool very long. I let it cool for about an hour. I do suggest that you let it cool completely, or I don't know if you can see that, but right there it cracked because it wasn't cool. The last time that I made this one, I let it cool overnight and it came out fine. So that's one suggestion I do have, is to let it cool completely before you take it out of the pan. It's already midnight, so that's why I took it out, because I'm going to decorate it and leave it overnight in the refrigerator. So we're going to go ahead and get started on decorating. Okay, what I'm going to do, you can decorate it however you want. This is just something that I did the last time. It was pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drizzle some caramel sauce all over it with a spoon. It doesn't matter if it goes on the board. Push it down. It is kind of warm, so that's why it's kind of runny also. You see the consistency? It's kind of thick. I think that's enough. Then I'm just going to get some melted chocolate and put it in a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use a sandwich bag and just snip the corner of the sandwich bag. So you just drizzle it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sprinkle some pecans. more caramel. Just to drizzle on top. And there you go. Kind of hit the chocolate line, so. There you go. Make sure you cool for at least, I want to say 6 hours. I hope you like this video, and hope you try the recipe. I put it in this container. You can get these at any craft store or party supply store. This is a 12-inch for a 12-inch pan. And you can put it in a refrigerator like that.